A lot of my friends ask me if Nigeria is safe. There's so many stories going around in the world about Nigeria. I had the most despairingly remarks made by a German friend of mine, which I took huge exception to, because it is so completely wrong. Saying that Nigeria is an unsafe place and it's a corrupt place and it's full of corrupt people is like saying everybody in Germany are Nazis. It is as stupid as that. The reality is that Nigeria, Lagos, is just like any other city, any other large city. Of course, there's places there where you shouldn't go alone, or you should be more careful than other places. But it is no more dangerous than London. I'm sure there are places in London that's more dangerous than places in Lagos. There's definitely places in Johannesburg that is, in fact, let's talk about this. I was sitting in O'Shea one night. O'Shea is a local restaurant group, and we were five. It was myself, a South African. There was a guy from Syria, Lebanon, India, and Sri Lanka. And the issue of safety came up, and I said to them, guys, just a question: who of you have been mugged before? And they said, what do you mean mug? I said, well, they mugged, as in mug. Somebody comes up to you with a knife, they want to stab you, or a gun at you, that you being robbed at gunpoint or knife point, and you being assaulted, as this is happening. And they were shocked at the question. And they said, no, not one of them's been mugged. I said to them, do you know somebody in Nigeria that's been mugged? Yes, they say not Nigeria, let's bring it Lagos. I'm in Lagos. So the issue is Lagos in particular. I'm not talking about the north of Nigeria. Of course there's terrorism in the north of Nigeria. But if you're in South Africa, it is tantamount to say that there's, I've heard there was a terrorist attack in northern Mozambique, and now I'm scared to go to Cape Town. It is as stupid as that, right? So I asked them, do you know of anybody that was mugged in Lagos? They said, yeah, they know of people that was mugged. I said to them, okay, do you know them personally? No, they said, we don't know them personally. I said, so do you know anybody personally who's been mugged in Lagos? No, they don't know anybody personally. I said, do you know somebody who's friends with a person who was mugged? No, they said, they don't know somebody who's friends with this person. I said, so how have you heard of this? No, on the news or on online or something like that. I said, oh, so you know of a case. I said, if you ask a South African, so I grew up in a town called Vanderbijlpark, and everybody in South Africa is laughing at this now, right? Because they know Vanderbijlpark, just south of Johannesburg. And in Johannesburg, in Potchefstroom, in Vanderbijlpark, in Cape Town, altogether I've been mugged about 8 times. And our house were invaded by armed, myself and my wife woke up with armed men, armed to the teeth in our living room. That's South Africa. So if the question is if Lagos is dangerous, Lagos is not nearly as dangerous as Johannesburg. You see, sitting with a group of friends who live in Lagos, not one of them knows somebody personally or even heard of, or even knows somebody who knows somebody who's been mugged. In fact, it will be interesting to me if I ask that question at work, if anybody in the company has been mugged personally, ever, in their lives, growing up in Nigeria. So, while I'm talking, yesterday, Chris, myself and Sunday, went to Oshodi Market, and that's the images that you see, right? And if this was Johannesburg, we would have been mugged, 100% for sure. Lagos is a safe place. Lagos is one of the safest places in the freaking universe. I tell you, Lagos is safer than New York. Lagos is safer than certain suburbs in London, 100% for sure. Everywhere in Lagos? No, I'm sure it's not. But definitely not in the areas where we move. Definitely not in the areas where the average person lives. The average Nigerian is a decent human being, is absolutely fantastic people. The people that you see at the market there, those are human beings. Those are human beings. Those are salt of the earth type of people, old school type of people, conservative people. Right? So is Lagos safe? Bloody hell, guys. Get a grip of reality. Johannesburg is not bloody safe. Lagos is safe. Right? So, and I'm going on a little bit about that. You ask why? Why? Because a lot of people, I get a lot of mails and friends contact me through social media, and who's got my phone number and whatever, and they ask if there's employment opportunities. Guys, there's huge employment opportunities here, and to my friends who's contacted me and asked if there's positions available, please let them know. If I haven't got back to you, it's because there's not an immediate fit or an immediate need for somebody with your particular skill sets. But I keep your CVs. I keep the contact that I'm not the employment agent, but I keep contact. It's not, these are my friends and people that I know who send me their CVs and stuff. I keep it so that if something would come up, then I can contact you. I can tell you this, that if you are a skilled butcher, if you're a young person, if you are have experience in meat processing, you definitely want to send me your details. 100% for sure, guys. And you know, from one perspective, I'm glad that people have this warped view of Nigeria in general, and about Lagos in particular, because yeah, it makes the opportunities just so much bigger in Lagos and in Nigeria in general. Just in terms of the scams and stuff, the Nigerian scams, an interesting thought there, guys, is that you know, Nigerians are exceptionally intelligent people, exceptionally intelligent. Right? Remember that West Africa was one of the areas in the world where domestication of animals happened independently from other regions in the world. Cattle domestication happened in this area. Iron smelting, I don't think iron smelting originated, I don't think it was independently discovered here. There's a chance that it was. But there's some question marks over those facts. But there were independently developed writing styles in this region. Hundreds of writing styles developed in this region independently from other writing styles around the world. West Africa is the West African meat curing system is absolutely revolutionary. It's one of the areas that I'm completely blown away about. That the world knows nothing about this. It took me about 5 years to figure it out, but my goodness, it is sophisticated and it is effective. It is super effective. And I was talking to a friend of mine who's associated with Samworth Brothers, Kerry. I hope you don't mind me using your name, Kerry. We were discussing this, and there's some movements in England to look at good microorganisms and how they can aid in preservation and cleaning factories and stuff like that. Well, guys, it's being done in Nigeria for centuries, right? And it is my point is that this is a hotbed of technology, and so if the world is being scammed by Nigerians, point number one is not everybody. Point number two, there's a concerted effort by the government to clamp down on it. Right? And point number three, you know why they're doing this? You know why they're scamming the world? Because they can. Because the average Nigerian is looking for opportunities. They can. They have the mental wherewithal. They've got the ability to think. Let me ask my South African friends, do you know how to hack a computer? Do you know how to how to hack somebody else's computer? Are there so many South Africans that are there thousands and thousands upon thousands of South Africans who know how to hack computers and how to scam people, who's got the enough understanding about the workings of computers and software to get through past all the firewalls and everything Right? No, there's not that many people in South Africa who can do it. But I can guarantee you one thing: there's enough people in Nigeria who can. There's enough people who understands more about software than the average person in South Africa, so they can scam people. It's a badge of honor in that sense. Don't get me wrong. Guys, that's my thing that I want to send my friends. I want to post this on LinkedIn and Facebook, and if you know somebody who needs to get this message, please send it to them. It's more than just a soapbox on people who say that people that Lagos is unsafe and corrupt and shit like that. It is also intended for people who are skilled in meat processing, various aspects, deboning, stuff like that. Retail background. If you know people like that, please send the details. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to help you, but who knows? Send me your details just as a public service to the South Africans who's all depressed about load shedding and about limiting opportunities in the country and all that jazz. So please send this to whoever you think will find this useful.